Welcome to Martin Library Community Information Session. I am Ellen Helfrick, and I'm the Director of Library Relations for York County Libraries. I'm your moderator this evening. Tonight's event is being recorded. That way you can come back and watch it again, share it with your friends, and even visit our YouTube channel to watch it again and again. You will not be seen or heard tonight. If you have any questions, please submit them through the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen in your Zoom toolbar. We'll save all the question and answer to the end, and then I will direct the questions to the appropriate person. If you think of something and don't get it into the Q&A, or you want to reach out to us regarding this or anything else, you can always reach us at contact us on our YCL website, which is yorklibraries.org. So speaking with us tonight will be Robert Lambert, the president of York County Libraries, and Mina Edmondson, who is the director of Martin Library. Also available at the end of our session is Zach Zimmerman, who is the YCL facilities director. He will be able to help us answer questions as well. So that's all I have at the moment. I will see you at the end. Please, now I'd like to introduce Robert Lambert, YCL president. Take it away, Robert.
Thank you, Ellen. Good evening, everyone. As Ellen said, my name is Robert Lambert, president of York County Libraries. I want to welcome you to our virtual information session as we share with you the latest updates and exciting changes that are coming to Martin Library here in downtown York. Before I begin, I want to thank all members of our awesome boards of directors, our amazing in-house professionals, and our inspiring donors. And I want to thank all of you for joining us this evening. Thank you so much for being here. And finally, I want to thank all of you for believing in the power of libraries to transform lives and build community. When I began my tenure as president of York County Libraries, I pledged to conduct a listening tour of all 13 libraries. I met with directors, frontline staff, visitors, and library friends. We listened, we examined, and we assessed the entire conditions of our libraries. And what I heard from the York community was that it's time for Martin Library to up its game as a hub of learning, connectivity, and engagement. In fact, these principles of equity, access, opportunity, openness, and participation have always been at the center of our mission, and they will continue to drive opportunity and success for all of our York County libraries, especially in today's knowledge-based society. And because of you, Martin Library will bring with even more literacy programs and learning opportunities that will engage all ages. Our expanded teen area, digital media labs, a place for hands-on learning for youth, and a community gathering wing are just a few of the things to come from our expansion project. From babies to Head Start kids, from children learning to read to latchkey kids, from transitional job seekers to hobbyists, from the functionally homeless to hard site researchers, from empty nesters to seniors. Martin Library will expand its capacity to serve all walks of life in all stages of life. And now it's time for me to introduce Mina Edmondson, Director of Martin Library. Mina will share more specific information about the service enhancements to come. And after Mina presents, we'll plan some time for some Q&A, and Zach will help us with that. That said, I'm going to turn it over to you, Mina.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Ellen. As Robert said, I'm Mina Edmondson. I'm the director of Martin Library, and I'm extremely excited to share with you the renovations underway at the corner of Market and Queen Street in York. Over the next several months, a series of transformational changes spanning several floors will create new opportunities for the library to engage our community, especially teens. The exterior of the building is undergoing a facelift. The maintenance needed for this older lady that this building is for work that is being done on our roof and our windows. Just inside the Market Street doors, our guests will notice a new member services desk where staff will be centrally positioned to guide members to our collections, programming spaces, assist with self-checkout, and help with your information request. A theme will be noticed throughout the building as former staff spaces are reutilized as gathering and program spaces. The former main desk will be transformed into comfortable seating areas where our guests can read the newspaper, a magazine, access Wi-Fi, or connect with other members of the community. The historical beauty of the quiet reading room houses our Martin Library fiction collection. Audio video equipment will be added to support our many engaging community programs and meetings. Also on the main floor, reservable meeting spaces for small groups will be added. These rooms will be equipped with monitors, Wi-Fi access, and whiteboards. Let's travel down the ramp into the children's room. Families will once again be invited into the Storybook Cottage and Forest with opportunities for children to play, to learn, and to grow. Current staff spaces will become comfortable seating areas for caregivers and children to snuggle and read together. Families looking for Martin's Kids nonfiction collection on the second floor will discover that those collections have already moved to the children's room. In the rear of the room, beyond our kids' computer labs, is the expanded family place. The large glass entry area invites families into the redesigned early childhood program space. Families will meet together with highly trained staff for age-appropriate story times and opportunities for the parents and the children to form relationships while learning about early childhood development. Moving back into the atrium and up the central stairwell, prepare to be amazed at the transformation of staff spaces into community space. Mirroring the entry into the family place, another glass entry area will welcome community teens into my favorite area of the building. A casual seating area is surrounded by the young adult collection, providing comfortable seating and engaging activities. This creative space will foster the voices of our teens through art, music, poetry, and creative writing, and provide opportunities to discuss issues and ideas that will impact their lives today and into the future. Looking beyond this creative space into the rear of the second floor, teens will notice computer pods and small meeting rooms and gaming rooms. The adult nonfiction collection has been moved. We will show you where in a moment. And a solver space has been created. This will allow students to explore career opportunities, solve real-world problems, and experience hands-on learning. Community professionals and content specialists will share their expertise with our teens. I cannot wait to see the teens' reactions to the new digital meeting labs adjacent to the teen space and replacing the adult computer lab. As we move down the hall, the adult nonfiction collection will be relocated to a formerly hidden area of the building. And the adult computer lab will be located in the lower level of the library. The entire lower level is being renovated, adding collaborative workspaces for library personnel. Over the next few months, our collections will be moving and occasionally unavailable. Please be patient with us as we close floors during construction. Every member of our community will find something special for them and their families, from seniors to adults, to young adults, to our school-age children. I cannot wait to welcome all of our board members, our donors, and library members into the library and all the representatives of the neighborhoods in our community. Robert, I want to thank you for this time to share our combined vision for Martin Library and incorporating ideas generated by Martin staff into this project.
Thank you, Mina. I want to encourage all of you joining us this evening to check out our official groundbreaking video that premiered in March. You can check it out on our website or our YouTube channel. And for updates about Martin Library's construction or any of our construction projects, please visit us at campaign.yorklibraries.org. That's campaign.yorklibraries.org. And now we're ready to take your questions. As we said earlier, Zach Zimmerman, our facilities manager, is with us this evening to assist. I want to applaud Zach for his leadership in coordinating the 3 construction projects with Warehouse and Kinsley Construction. And I also want to thank our digital media advancement and our marketing team for pulling together these presentations. So let's open it up for some Q&A.
All right. Thanks, Robert. Thanks, Mina. I find that presentation fascinating, and I just can't wait till I can get in and look at it and wherever I'm allowed to look and what I'm allowed to see. So I do have one question, and it says, when will the construction start? And Zach, construction has started in some areas. Are they working on more than one area at a time, Zach?
They're currently working on just the lower level and the roof, some of the exterior. Started in March, expected to take about a year to complete.
Okay, so to the library users, the library members, they may not be able to see as much of it at this point as when they will eventually see sheets up to protect and closing off other areas, right?
Right, they won't be able to see anything right now, but they can definitely hear it.
Okay, yes, so I can attest to that part. I've heard about that. So if you have a question, I encourage you to put it in the Q&A. And I like this question. I had it on my personal list in case it didn't get asked. So we'll hit Mina with this, and maybe Zach, you can chime in. It says, will there be an outside space? It looked like that on one of the plans. And so I saw a little turtle fountain. Can you talk to us about that?
The turtle baby currently resides in our secret garden. We are planning to redo our garden, create an entry from the children's room into the garden so that our families and small groups can go out into that outdoor space and tell stories or work together. And we're also planning that space to be a sensory garden. So our children can go out and experience the smells of the different flowers and the different textures of the rocks and those kind of things.
Wonderful. So basically, anytime the library is open, the family will be able to go out there and sit and read or just enjoy. And refresh me, because I'm not a York native. That's fountain? It actually will have water in it?
Yes.
So that's part of the sensory, the sound. I love it. I can't wait to sit out there and enjoy some peace and quiet. There's a follow-up question to when will construction start? Robert, I'm going to let you address this one. First, the comment is, I love it, so I'm happy for that feedback. And how was it funded? Can you address some of the sources there?
Absolutely. The entire capital campaign is a $10 million project. And the funding for all three construction projects came by way of, again, our inspiring donors, our community members, the Honorable Governor Wolf, facilitated RACB funds to support the project. Thus far, we received $4 million in RACB funds. And of course, our generous local foundations and other community supporters. So it has been all hands on deck, and the York County community has been generous in supporting this capital campaign.
Wonderful. But it's not too late for somebody who feels inspired to go to donate and donate. I think it's yorklibraries.org. And
donate. That's right. You can still contribute to the capital campaign and be a part of our success.
Super. Thank you. Another comment here. The Martin Library is a downtown gem. Thank you for all you do to keep it vibrant. Thank you. I appreciate that comment. When will construction be complete? Zach, can you make a mention towards that?
Sure. Currently, they're scheduled to be finished sometime towards the end of January.
Okay. And with construction, there's usually a window, right?
Yeah, it was originally supposed to be the end of December and pushed back a little bit due to construction issues and things that hold you up, but pretty much moving on a pretty good clip right now.
So I don't know exactly, and I should know this, exactly how old the original building is, but I have an old house, and I know when you do projects, sometimes you find notes or pictures or little surprises, little treasures in the walls. Can you share with us anything exciting that might have been uncovered in the renovations? Or did you spend it on the lake you're sitting in front of?
I think we haven't really found any hidden treasures or anything. Okay. Mostly just hidden pipes and those types of things.
Okay, super. I have another question. Will the library be closed at all during construction? Thanks for that question, Zach. I'll head that to you. And Mina, you can chime in as well.
There may be a period of time where we have to close either completely some areas or the building itself, depending on what they're doing, to make sure we can maintain safe access for everyone. So we'll have to close up some areas for that.
Okay. Mina, how will they find that out, Mina?
Well, we will be posting it on Facebook. We will have that messaging on our phones if people want to call in, and it will be on our Martin Library page on the York County Library's website. We will be closing areas of the buildings for periods of time. At this point in time, the next area that will be closed will be our second floor. We've already begun moving books and things around the building. There will be a period of time when we won't be able to access the front of the building. There will be a period of the time we won't be able to access our children's room. There will be times when our adult nonfiction collections will be unavailable. So that was something that will be moving around the building, and a lot of our collections will move 1, 2, or 3 times before we get them to where they're going to be living permanently.
Somebody's getting their steps in. I have another question, and it's, would library positions open up during construction? I think perhaps they're talking about, would we be doing any staff hiring? And that's my guess. And I'll answer that question. If you go to yorklibraries.org and you look at our slider and the other links on there, you can see what positions are open and apply for them there if you're interested and qualified. So keep the questions coming, and I'm going to go to one of mine. Mina, can you tell me, when you referred to the teen pods, do you know the number of computers that will be in that teen section? Or is that yet to be determined?
I believe we're going to have 12 computers in the teen section, if not 9. They're going to be pods of 3 computers each, okay, which will allow a little bit more for social distancing and some privacy, but also allow some flow around the space. We had found in the past that the way we had configured our computer labs were very confining for our users. And so we're creating pods with a little bit more privacy and some elbow room for our library users.
That's wonderful to hear. Thank you. And the adult computer lab will be in pods as well?
Yes, it will.
Okay. Super. And they can go downstairs or take the elevator to that? They'll have an option?
There will be access to both our lower level adult computer lab and our adult nonfiction by either stairs or elevator.
Wonderful. All right, Mina, stay here with me because we're going to hit you up again. Will there be any opportunity for volunteering during the construction? How would they find out about that?
We are going to be beginning to advertise at Martin Library for volunteers, talking to some of our previous volunteers, but it will be limited during the construction phase because of the availability of tasks that need to be done. There might be a moment or two where we might need someone to say, we're willing to come in at any time and move books, and that might be a way that we can engage with our volunteers during this construction phase. But we will also be gaining volunteers and doing training, especially as we get into the fall and into the early winter, to make sure that we have volunteers ready for when this building reopens fully.
So through yorklibraries.org, through the Martin page, through the volunteer link.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. I have another question, and Zach, maybe you can be the one to answer this one. So again, this person's very excited. Thank you all for sharing your enthusiastic response, because we of course are excited as well. Can you elaborate on if any green or sustainable materials will be used, building materials, furniture, etc.? Are we going modern and earth-friendly, Zach?
We're looking for every opportunity we can to use green or sustainable furnishings. We've talked with our furniture suppliers to look for anything that is green. We've gone with high efficiency air conditioning and HVAC units. We are switching to a lot of LED lights and for more efficiency as opposed to the fluorescent bulbs and things. Everything will be on a lighting and HVAC control system that will help keep, so lights aren't left on overnight, or with motion sensors, so when you go into a room, they come on and go off when there's no motion. So helping us save electricity that way.
Okay.
And I'll just jump in here and footnote what Zach said. That was when we embarked and began the design phase with Warehouse. That was one of the most important things to us, and we put that forth at the very beginning. We wanted to make sure we were using sustainability materials as much as possible. We wanted to be mindful that we're reducing our carbon footprint. As Zach said, we wanted to be as energy efficient as possible. And so those thoughts and that planning was with us at the very beginning of this project.
Thank you.
For all three libraries.
Wonderful. I'm proud of that. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. So during construction, will faxing and printing and copying still be available, or will that be intermittent depending on the department that's closed down? Mina?
It will be intermittent depending upon the department. Now, printing will probably not be available for brief periods of time here and there. Mm-hmm. Faxing will depend upon where our copier and those things are located, because we have to have the connections of the phone lines to be able to fax. Mm-hmm. So as we're moving things around the building, we're dependent on those being open. And printing will probably not be available until we reopen our adult computer lab, which will be much closer to the end of the year.
Okay, so here's another question, Mina, that you can answer. During construction, if our library members opt to go to another library and borrow materials there, will your outdoor book drop still be there, and will they still be able to return them somewhere closer to home?
Yes, the book drop will still be available for people to drop their materials off. We are also looking at, during the fall, when a lot of our areas of the building may be closed, to go back to a quick pickup, curbside type model for several months to allow for locals to pick up their holds at the library, even if they're not able to come in and browse.
Okay. I have a question for Robert. You mentioned all three libraries. Can you elaborate a little bit more about the other two libraries as part of the capital campaign?
Absolutely. So we're excited about the other two libraries as well. As you know, the Christ Creek Library has been in a double wide trailer, a 1,200 square foot double wide trailer since 1972. And we're very excited. That library will now occupy the former Township Administration building. They generously donated that building to us, and so that library will grow from 1,200 square feet to 8,800 square feet. We're talking about more books, more programs, more space for programs, more technology, and access and resources for teens. So that's the other part of the project. And the third library that's getting renovated is the Cartwright Renfrew Library in Red Lion. And we're taking that library from about 9,500 square feet to about 13,000 square feet. And again, additional space for teens and technology. So that will round out these three projects in addition to Martin Library.
Fantastic, thank you. I know the answer to this next question that I've been sent, and I'll just field that one. So your York County Library's library card is good at Martin Library and at all the libraries. So if you are at one of the libraries that's your home library that's being renovated, of course you can use it anywhere else, and you could do so at any time, and you can again in the future. Here's another question in Mina. I think you're the key for this. Will new video and audio room facilities be available to the public or just the teens? How will that work?
We are planning on having them available to the public. You will have to make reservations to use those spaces. When the teen forum is open and the teens are in the building, they will probably be reserved just for teens. We are also hoping to make some of these spaces available during the day for homeschooling and other groups to come in and make use of our facilities.
Wow, that's phenomenal. That will be a wonderful opportunity for the homeschool world. Let me read this real quickly. You're placing a focus on opportunities for teens. Did you receive any input from teens about what they want to see in the new library? And I know this answer, but Mina, I'll let you field that one.
Yes, we actually did sessions at the high schools connected to the three different libraries that are being renovated. We went in and actually met with the teens, talked to them about what they wanted in the library, what they wanted to see. We gave them blank sheets with the format of the library on them, and they drew and they planned out all kinds of different things that they wanted to see in their libraries. And we actually had to challenge them a couple of times to think a little broader, because they were thinking books. And, it's like, no, we can have more. What else are you wanting to look at? The one thing, though, that we did have to say no to was the rock climbing wall at Martin Library. That was just something we really could not accommodate. But a lot of the other ideas and what we're doing came directly from those sessions with the teens.
That's wonderful. I'm really glad that we were able to get such vibrant participation and keep YCL in the forefront of the library service. We've always been a trendsetter, and the teens are going to help us keep up with that. So thank you. I want you to tell me a little bit more about the phrase solver space that you used. I've not heard that. I've heard something else, maker space, but I think this is more than that. Can you elaborate?
Yes, at Martin, we want to take our teens beyond just making things. You can have a 3D printer and make little keychains with them, little tchotchke things. Okay, you're making something, you're using a 3D printer, but you're not using that 3D printer in a way it will be used in the workforce. We are wanting people that when they're dealing with and working with things in that solver space, they can see a connection between solving real world problems with what they're learning and helping them to experience things that can help them make decisions on what career paths they want to take. So it's important that we go just beyond making things and let them see that these things are relevant and even more relevant as we move into the future.
Super. Thanks so much for that information. That helped give me some clarity, and I think it's a good distinction. I'm glad we went with the solver instead of just the maker. So here's something, another question. Will there be a grand reopening? I suspect
Yes.
the answer is yes.
Yes, there will be, and we're planning on that currently.
Okay, super. That's wonderful. Now, I'm wondering, with all the extra seating capacity, which I think is phenomenal because the library is the new community living room and the new third place, has been for some time, but now will be more comfortable and accommodating. Will there Wi-Fi be everywhere and plentiful? Is that a Mina or is that question?
Well, Wi-Fi is currently available throughout our building, and it will still be available, and the connections will be even greater, and the ability to bring in your own devices and use our Wi-Fi rather than just being dependent on using our computers in our computer labs.
That's wonderful. Thank you. I remind everybody that the Q&A is at the bottom of your screen in your Zoom ribbon, and you can put a question in there if you'd like, and we'll answer them as they appear. Also, if you need to at some point reach us, contact us at yorklibraries.org is a way that you can have a question you may not want to pose now or something you think of later that you wished you had addressed. If you look at the YouTube channel for York County Libraries PA, and that PA is important because there are other York County libraries, but you want this one, the best one. If you look at that YouTube channel, you will see the information session we did for Crates Creek. There will be in the future an information session for Culturator Benfer Library, and then some of the historic footage that you can find in the Capital Campaign YouTube is quite fascinating. And I would encourage you to visit that and get a sense of where we've been. And hopefully tonight you got as excited as I am as to where we're going. So Zach, I'm going to call upon you. Was there a question you were hoping somebody was going to ask tonight that they haven't gotten to yet? Some tidbit or some part of the library that excites you that you want to talk about?
I can't think of anything. I was really liked hearing the one about the buried treasure. We've all seen the HGTV shows, and when they start tearing walls apart and you find things in there, and it would be really neat to find something. We're not done yet.
Okay.
We're only about 20% of the way, 25% of the way through. So who knows what we'll find in the next phase.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Robert, was there something you were counting on people asking that you would like to share now that the question hasn't come up?
No, these have been great questions, very inclusive of just about all the elements that I can think of. Great job. And like I said, we're excited. And I can tell that there's a lot of excitement around the county. You know, we've got three distinct projects going on with 3 different libraries in 3 separate parts of the county. This is by far the largest capital campaign in the county currently. And so, no, the questions have been great. And I want to thank again everyone who participated tonight. And we look forward to seeing you at our next info session.
Okay. So I think that's going to wrap us up for tonight. Again, remember, any questions you didn't get in tonight, you can do through contact us on our website, yorklibraries.org. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Mina. Good night, all.
Thank you, guys. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.